They killed. Give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So then you said that they put millions of my actions. Yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the brutal show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. Look, ain't no remorse in my bloodstream. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. There was designed fire for our babies to pass through it. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
All right, let's get it. You know, Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with no Israelite group, period. Since 1969, you know what I mean? We've been teaching the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians their true heritage, you know what I mean? Which is that they are the chosen people of the Lord, chosen by God himself to be separate from everybody else, right? You are tuning in tonight to ISUPK Milwaukee. I am officer of 500 Canunya. Apologies for the late class. It's going to be a short one, but it's going to be a good one. You know what I mean? We're going to bring out a lot of misconceptions, you know, obviously. about what's being believed about the Bible and what's being believed about the people who are of the Bible. And also some things that we do on a day-to-day basis. Like we're going to bring out strong drink in the Bible. You know what I mean? We're going to bring out a few other things, you know, that's looked down upon, but in the Bible is known as good, right? Again, so lock it to the men above me. This is a late class, you know, late starting class, but we're going to get through it. We're going to bring out some information like we always do, you know, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, you know what I mean? And also, I don't know if y'all can see this shirt. Let me stand up. I don't know if y'all can see my t-shirt. It says, hold on one second. It says, you know, Atlanta Black Crackers, right? Which is crazy, right? That's a team. That was a team from the Negro leagues, you know, all black, all, you know, our people league, the league that we started before it was bought out and sold to the what is it, the MLB now today. You know, this is, wait, let me, well, I don't know if I can show the back, but on the back it got the picture of the whole spot, right? This is just one of the things that could be done without the oppressor, you know what I'm saying, without the oppressor's finances, without the oppressor being a part of it, you know. And stay tuned to the Milwaukee page. We actually have a brother from the Negro leagues. We had interviewed him recently, so stay tuned. Watch Milwaukee UPK Israelite page for that interview to drop. You know what I mean? It's glorious. Captain DeBarmoff himself interviewed him. You know what I mean? You know, stay tuned for that because it's a lot of history just in America alone within the 400 plus years that we've been here, to where we've broken off and done our own thing separate from the systems of America, right? Separate from, you know, just integrating. I know a misconception about misconception about Martin Luther King was, you know, he made us better. He made the life we live today is better because of Martin Luther King. Well, we all know that to be a super lie, right? Because we were prosperous without joining the oppressor. We were prosperous in anything. You know, we had our own sports. I just found out recently. I mean, I'm pretty sure people that's a little bit older than me know. Escaped slaves and runaway slaves, they ran to Canada. You know, they escaped to Canada, and there where they created hockey. You know, the sport known as hockey today. Can y'all hear me? Okay. So I want to say, you know, known as hockey, right? We was on the subject of hockey. Yes, runaway slaves. They created the sport called hockey, and then what do you know? Anytime any slave in America, any so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian in America creates something. Okay, the water, UPK, trooper with guys, the water. Anytime Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians create something in America, what happens? The so-called oppressor comes and steals it from us or takes it from us by force and calls it his own. America being the greatest thievery of ever, right? and not only that, the image of Jesus Christ, which is Jesus Christ in the English, but we know him as Yahushua in the Hebrew, right? Yeah, hockey, right? It was invented by runaway slaves. And what's predominantly in hockey today, right? Oppressors, right? So-called red men, if you will, Esau. But you would never know these truths if you don't do any research. Like that thing still stands today. If you want to hide something from a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man, just put it in a book. Because what are we fascinated by today? You know, we fascinated by fighting on social media, viral dances, viral videos, right? Comedy. But when it comes to things that's important, that's important that you need to know as far as the history of your people, man, start reading more books, because you know they can't change a book once it's been printed already. They can't go back and change that, right? But they can always change Google. They can always change Chat GPT. They can always change anything on your phone that's technology based. But if it's in a book, it's hard to recheck that because I already bought the book. The truth is already in the book. So I just wanted to get that quick intro. You know, just do research yourself. No, you good. Just do the research yourself. You know what I mean? Find, and especially about the Bible. The Bible is about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Our journey, or the things that we went through for disobeying God, and the things that we will obtain for obeying God, you know, on a daily basis. It's not hard. All you got to do is all you got to do is start somewhere, whether it be your diet, or whether it be just you doing research, or just you asking questions, you know what I mean, to people who would know about the subject. You know, you can start anywhere. But today I wanted to start with this thing about the strong drink. Now, most of us was raised in the Christian church, right? Or raised around it. We may not have known, but we've been there, you know. What does most of the people in the pulpit, on their type of podium, on their stage, by their microphone, they condemn drinking strong drink. They think it's the devil's drink. They think it's spirits. You know what I mean? All of that. But they never prove what they're saying with the scriptures. You know, today we're going to prove that you can't. We're going to prove that you can drink strong drink, and we're going to prove that this is not nothing that's spookism, right? It's not nothing that's forbidden. It's not a forbidden thing, you know. So I want to start off by getting 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8. We're going to start at 2. Oh, it's not it. I just learned something. Hold on. Let me just mark that real quick. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. You got that? Go ahead and read for me. The water.
1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober. Be vigilant.
Be vigilant.
Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Read that one more time. I believe this is the second one I wanted to get to, but go ahead and read that one more time.
Be sober. Be vigilant. Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about.
Salakia. Give me Ecclesiasticus. Salakia. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 31, verse 27. Then we're gonna come back to 1 Peter. Ecclesiasticus chapter 31, verse 27.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 31, verses 27. Wine is as good as life to a man.
Wine is what?
As good as life to a man.
So why do the Christian pastor condemn this? They say they don't drink strong drink at all. They call it spirits. You know, they don't even acknowledge that you can have a glass of wine or two, or even strong drink it for that matter. Like, why? When the Bible says wine is as good as life to a man. You know what I mean? Sometimes after a long day of slaving, you know what I mean? Or if you just want to relax, or if you studying your Bible, if you studying things in the Bible, if you're doing research, if you want to have that strong drink to relax and to, you know what I'm saying, to get your antennas going, start thinking harder about things, start, getting certain precepts approved. You know what I mean? Start asking more questions, because sometimes if you just be sitting there, you have I don't want to say writer's block, but you have some type of block in your brain sometimes. But once you have a glass of wine, you tend to loosen up, you tend to relax, right? Keep going on that.
If it be drunk moderately.
If it be drunk moderately, though. Now that don't mean, okay, I'm finna study, so I'm finna just start throwing shots back. I'm finna go to class. I'm finna start throwing shots back. No, that means drink in moderation. Have a glass here. Have half a glass. Sip it. Don't drink it to get drunken. Because we all seen a drunken person before. You're not yourself. Some of the worst people that get drunk, they don't remember what happened the next day. You have to tell them, like, man, you was all over the place. You was embarrassing us. You was doing this and that. They say, for real, I was doing all of that? Yeah. This is why the Bible says, if it may be drunk moderately. Now, don't be going to the club and, you know what I mean, everywhere just to, I'm going to get drunker than ever tonight. No, don't do that. Because you're going to be a burden on the brothers and sisters you came with. You're going to be a burden on your wife. And you sisters out there, you're going to be a burden to your husband. Or you can get yourself into some kind of danger in the streets being a drunkard, being drunk. That is not how you're supposed to intake any strong drink. You know what I mean? Drink it to where it opens up your thought patterns, your antennas. Or if it's like something like a baby shower or a wedding or just a gathering of brothers and sisters, drink moderately. You know, I got some. Right though. Don't be filling your cup to the top. I know that's what we used to do in the world, right? We used to, oh man, I pour half of that. I'm gonna pour half of that in there. Nah, man, it's okay to, drink moderately. Pace your steps, because you don't want to be anywhere drunken. Because if you out in the world drunken, what's gonna happen? Somebody liable to run up on you, crack your head, and take your stuff, and you don't even know what happened because you're drunk. You ain't as alert. You walking around feeling good because you're drunk. That's why I say wine is as good as life to a man, if it may be. Now the word right there is if it may be drunk moderately. Because I know some of us brothers and some of us sisters, out there in the world can go overboard with this drinking stuff. Some strong drink make brothers want to fight each other. Some strong drink make all the thoughts of being civilized go out the window. You know what I mean? Now you just talking crazy to everybody. Then you get punched up and beat up and wake up in the hospital somewhere. You like, well, how did I get here? And then somebody got you acting crazy on camera, and you like, I did all of that. Yes. Man, drink moderately. Keep going.
What life is then to a man that is without wine? For it was made to make men glad.
Right. The spirit behind drinking moderately is it's supposed to lighten you up. It's supposed to make you want to seek information. It's supposed to make you want to be make you happy when you're going to meet your wife. Absolutely. It's supposed to open you up, supposed to make you glad as the Bible says, right? You know, and some of you brothers out there know the right the right bottle of strong, the right amount of strong drink, your wife gonna be very glad later. Slocky. It makes you, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. I don't have to elaborate on that. And vice versa too. When the women start feeling good, and that's also for the women too to drink moderately, because I know once the women get around a lot of sisters, once they get around, you know what I'm saying, they want to go shot for shot, drink for drink. And next thing you know, they end up drunk somewhere and throwing up somewhere on the side of the road. You don't want to be that person. Don't be that person to be seen, especially in the UPK. We have discipline in here. But you don't want to be that person seen throwing up on the side of a road or on the side of a bar or a club or in the club or in the car. It's things that you can do if your body tells you if you had too much to drink. It's signs. Your vision gets blurry. Stuff you start seeing two times the things or whatever the case may be. But then that's when you want to start sobering up. I'll tell you some of the things that once I had one too many or whatever, this is the thing. This is what I do, right? If it ever comes to that point, just try this. Just try it for one time. I go get a full cup of water, whether it be maybe in a bar or a club somewhere, get a full cup of water, drink that, on your way back to the house. If you ain't at the house already, get 1 or 2 shots of pickle juice. Now, it's something in the acid of pickle, in pickle juice that settles your stomach. The room is not gonna be spinning no more after that. And the number one thing you want to do before you even drink is eat, because on an empty stomach, it's gonna be bad. Trust me. For you experienced drinkers out there, y'all know. But was that it on that? Oh yeah. Okay, go back to 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Now, go ahead.
1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober. Be vigilant.
Now the Lord ain't say, thou shalt not drink strong drink. The Lord said, be sober and be vigilant. Now, what did we just read though? Wine is not paraphrase. Wine is good as life to a man. But here it says, be sober and be vigilant. Why does it say that? Because again, you don't want to drink so much that you can't focus. You don't want to, especially when it comes to doing work of the Lord, don't drink at all. If you one of them light drinkers, a shot of peppermint schnapps or something and get you off the rails, don't drink at all. When it comes to work of the Lord, don't drink at all. Because you have to be, people hate us out here. They call us a hate group, but they hate us out here. Especially the parts in certain areas of the town of the city. They be, oh, there go these niggas again. Oh yeah, for sure. But you ain't gonna be able to help your brothers or be vigilant and be alert if you're drunk, if you tipsy, if you buzzed. You're gonna be the first one beat up on the ground somewhere and leaking. Right here it says, be sober and be vigilant. When you got like if you out with your kids or when you out with your lady friends or your rib, it's okay to have it's okay to have 1 or 2 drinks, but don't be getting so buzzed, especially like men. I know this is a universal men thing for men. When we get in certain places or when we get in anywhere, we scope the place out. We check the vibes of the people that's there. Okay, this is a little laid back spot. I ain't gotta be too alert in here, but I'm still gonna be alert. But it's not that type of place. And then we know them places where, man, I can't even have one. I could probably have one drink, and then I ain't drinking until I get back to the house, because this that type of place. Is people in here praying on whoever get. Do you know that 9 times out of 10, if you're drunk, you're more likely to be robbed in these streets, because they know you're not on point. The real robbers, the real jump. I don't want to say jump out boys because that sounds like police, but the real people that's masked up and the people who live on robbing people, they look for those type of signs. Oh, he's drunk, he's wilding, he dropping his drinks, he doing all of that. And then as soon as you leave the club, you're robbed, your car stolen, you know what I'm saying, your wallet took, your lady beat over the head, all because you drunk. When it comes to certain places, again, we as men, we scope the place out before even when we get in there, we still scoping the place out. You know, our back is to our front is to looking towards the door. Our back is to the wall. We scoping this place out, man. If it get rowdy in here, you know, we gonna have to go. But in certain places, you know, I think that's just a man thing, right? Because we know that anytime it can go up, anytime in any place. Go ahead.
We always looking for the exit.
Mm-hmm. Just in case you got to get out.
Back in, away from the door.
Right.
Make sure that we're facing the door.
Right.
Back against the door.
Because that's the protector in us. Even though we're here to have a good time, we still got to scope these exit plan. Okay, that's exit plan number 1. If that fails, we're going to go to plan number 2. You know what I mean? We have those backup plans in our mind. And sometimes our lady, our wives, our ribs, they don't even know that, because we just having this in our head and we just here to have a good time, really. But that protector in us is looking for signs of bad spirits on people, right? Demons in people. Is that it on that? Read some more of that. Continue. I mean,
because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Remember, I said that about the Jack Boys, but not only the Jack Boys. It's your adversary, the devil. You know, he hoping you get in that car drunk and drive. He as soon as he pull you over, he hoping to smell that Remy on your breath. He hoping to smell that tequila, that Johnny Walker on your breath. You know what I'm saying? He gonna say, "Oh yeah, exit the car, please." And then you're gonna be on the side of the road doing sobriety tests. He already know in his mind, yeah, this brother drunk. He already know in his mind, he just want to make you look stupid in front of people who driving past. So, but if you sober and vigilant, now again, this just a reiteration of, if you got somebody you have to protect, as far as, okay, say you and your lady took the kids out somewhere. Now, if y'all go somewhere there's drinks involved, you know you have kids with you. Don't get too tipsy. Don't get too drunken. Don't get too lit. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to have a good time and make it back home safe. Whether it be driving or however y'all go on the bus and the Uber and the Lyft, the goal is to make it back home safe. Then when you at home, hey, by all means, have another glass of wine. You know what I mean? By all means. But when you go out, be sober and be vigilant. You know, you may have 1 drink here, 2 drinks here if you got an iron liver like some of us do, right? Some of us, 1 drink don't even affect us. But this is why the Bible says these things, so we can put it in our mind as men as well as women. Be sober and vigilant, because if I'm just the one having a good time, then my rib is looking at me like, nigga, you the one supposed to be protecting us. You having all the drinks. You supposed to be looking out for us. And that's vice versa too. If my lady is just over here having all the drinks and whatnot, I'm not only going to be able to have the, I don't want to say the burden, but have the responsibility of looking after her while she's just having all the drinks, but as the kids that's with me as well. Because if I'm just trying to protect everyone and my rib is drunk, her emotions gonna take over and it's just a mess from there. So in certain situations, it's better to be sober and be vigilant, because you got not only the devil out here seeking to devour you. Y'all know how the police be. If you riding on the freeway or you riding in the back alley or back alley road or somewhere, they sitting right in the cut and waiting for a car to come down there swerving or speeding or looking like they drunk. Oh, that's their favorite time. They gonna light you up and you going to jail. Not to mention, if you wreck the car, then you're gonna have some type of device put in your car to where you blowing in the device just to drive. So to prevent all of that, just be sober and be vigilant, or drink moderately. Don't be getting all drunk, especially if you gotta drive. I recommend you not drinking if you drive. That's just what I recommend. If you gotta go across country and if you on the west side, but you going to the clubs on the downtown somewhere, I advise you not to drink. If you're gonna drive and you want to drink, just catch an Uber, catch a Lyft, because you're more safe like that. The Lyft driver definitely shouldn't be drinking. It definitely gonna get you home safe. Definitely not at risk of being pulled over, being drunk, or wrecking your own car. Right? So that was about the strong drink. Now, I want you to drop that and get me Salakia. Second Peter chapter 2, verse 21. Now, a lot of us in this truth, right? This I'm gonna switch whole subjects right now, right? A lot of us in this truth, it's hard to unlearn the truth once you know it. And it's hard to not try to, the people you love, it's hard to not tell them the truth. Because if you tell them the truth, what's going to happen? You will want them to progress off that truth you told them. You will want them to take to heart the truth that you told them. Because if I'm just telling you this and you just not doing nothing with this information, in fact, it goes in one ear and out the other, then why am I even telling you this? I'm telling you the truth. Why? Because I love you and I see you. I'm trying to help you be better as I am better. I'm trying to help you turn that page of wickedness. Man, we 30 plus now. How long we going to be doing this same thing for years? For years of our life. You 30, 40, 50, you still getting high. Why? You've been doing it for years. It's time to try something new. And that new thing you should try is following the law, statutes, and commandments. Because what's the one thing they was right about in school about the drugs? It clouds your mind. It makes you suffer short-term memory loss. And It makes you rebel. But you're not rebelling against me. You're not rebelling against who you are rebelling against is the Lord. Because if I tell you, man, you can't eat that, man, what's the thing they say, man, I'm high, I got the munchies. So what? It's better food you can still eat. Matter of fact, have some of this lawful pizza. Have some chicken. It's more thing. Try something new, man. Something lawful. Right? Read that one time real quick. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 21.
2 Peter chapter 2, verses 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness.
Stop right there. Man, I know the people that I'll be going around sometimes, especially my family, man. I know, and not all my family, right? But the ones who know they doing wrong, I know they hate to hear me see me and hear me coming, because I condemn it every time. They be like, oh, okay. No, it's not okay. Because you're influencing kids to pick up these same habits that you have. You are the teacher of your kids, especially especially mothers out there. You teach your kids, and you can teach them one or two ways through action and influence. If they see you smoking I know I say something about smoking every day, but it just got a hold on my people so bad that I just got to. But if they see you smoking every day, they smell the weed in the house. They hear kids be eavesdropping on grown folks' conversation. If you don't take it to a different room, or but if they hear you talking about how good weed make you feel and everything, well, what they gonna go out and do? They're gonna go out and try it themselves. You know what I mean? That's why you have to be the person for your children to condemn that shit, because it's nothing good comes from weed. It just makes you a drug addict. I didn't have nobody to tell me this, but once I realized that I was an addict, something had to change, because I looked at an addict as Salaki. One second. Shalom Shabbat Thug Cap. My brother. Sir, I'm teaching this class right now. Hello. I come on concert. Shalom no what was I getting at? Salaki. Where was I getting at? Oh, just the image that you portray to the children around you. And that's when I start to think. When I got around kids that I had to be a good influence for, I had to do an internal evaluation. I had to look in the mirror, because if I'm messed up what I was saying, I remember now. What I was saying is I was an addict of weed. Now, when we think of drug addicts, what comes to mind? Cocaine, crack, heroin, that type of stuff. I didn't want to be in the same category as them. And I didn't want the children that I influenced to look at me as I couldn't function without this stuff. So I had to put this down to influence the children in the right direction. Because again, and not only that, I've seen children grow up and condemn their parents. Man, you didn't teach me nothing. You taught me how to roll this weed and smoke it. You didn't do nothing. You just sat over there and smoked weed all day. Like I've seen this in real life. But if they see me coming to class every day, if they see me teaching class, if they see me changing my diet, if they see me changing the people that I hang around, because if I'm trying to quit something, I'm not going to hang around a serial addict that does the thing that I'm trying to quit. Absolutely not. Because they're going to say, man, come on, man, you really trying to quit and influence me to be right back in the same boat as them? No. If I'm trying to change my life, I'm trying to change everything about my life. The people I hang around, the things I do, the things I'm fascinated by, and definitely getting the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments in the forefront of what I want to do in life. I want to get the Lord on my side. I want to be a part of the Lord's army. I don't want to be a part of people who influencing other people to do bad things. Because that just make me one of the, that just make me what the Bible says. Ye are your father, the devil. And I'm bringing other people down with me because I'm miserable. You know, misery loves company. So the people that's really miserable, they're going to want you to hang around them, do all this and that. As soon as you separate yourself, man, you changed. Of course I changed. I think life is more precious than that. I think the people who coming up under me is more precious than just me being a weed head, being a pill popper, being a lean sipper, being a drug addict, being a person that running people cribs and the home invasions and all of that. I look at myself as better than that now. And I see those people as scums of the earth. How it's supposed to be. You either on this side or on that side. And I want to be on the side of wherever the Lord's at, I want to be on that side. Salaki. You start at the top for me one time and then continue that if you could.
Come on. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
This is a heavy scripture, y'all. Write this in your notes. Bookmark this in your phone Bibles, right? Mark this in your real Bibles. Highlight it. Because the people who you tell the truth and they choose not to follow it, those people are the worst. Because they know the truth. They know they're not supposed to be doing this. But they still make a choice to do it. Those are the people who now I don't want to say who the knowledge be falling on deaf ears, but it really does. You know, especially, you know, young children, young impressionable children. You're trying to tell this person, man, you're supposed to follow this way. This is the way you go. You can't do certain things. You're a special one to God. And they say, man, forget all that. I don't even believe it. You looking at like you don't believe in the Lord, and you're the prime example for why they should believe in the Lord. Why? You quit your addiction. You turned your life around. There's no more domestic violence in the house. The crib is more safe environment for kids to be raised in. No ratchetness going on. You're not influenced by nothing I do except what I'm telling you is being righteous, and you just looking at that and you turn away from that. This scripture says, for it is better for them not to have known. They should have never known this if they was going to turn away from this. Now, what I blame is the oppressor and the influences that the oppressor has on young children these days. You know, they make drinking look, they make being ratchet look fun. They make sin look fun. So all you fathers out there, you know, that have young kids, it's all fine and dandy, but the true fight comes when they reach 8th grade on. I say 8th grade and on to that is going to be tough, because this is when they really choose the side that they really want to be influenced by. Trust me, I know. You can tell them this is the righteous way. This is that. But ultimately, they're going to have to go to school one day and see and this is, again, I always say this too about children, then we're gonna move on. Be in a business. Because if you ain't in their business, they're gonna have all kind of secrets and all kind of hidden things that they hid from you that they're gonna continue to hide from you. Be in their business so you would know who you're dealing with as a child. Were you influenced by the world or were you influenced by me? And you seen me change. You seen me in both lanes. You seen me this way, and then you seen me this way. This way is how I want you to grow up. Following the law, statutes, and commandments, being around your brothers and your sisters, sisterhood, brotherhood. You know, we following the high holy days. You get rewarded for your good doings in here, but you get punished for your wrongdoings, and that's how it should be. You know, the Bible also says, train up a child, right? If you don't train up a child, who's going to train them? The internet, TikTok, the influences at school. And they even got teachers out here at school who's with the MILWAUKEE community trying to recruit your children. Y'all be in your children's life, man. Go to those parent-teacher conferences. If your child is in the 8th grade, about to go to high school, take a tour of this high school. You know what I mean? Take a tour, even if your children finna go to this middle school, because they start them young now. If your children just now going to middle school, take tours of these schools. Make sure ain't nothing hanging up as far as the MILWAUKEE community. As far as them teaching your child that is more than 2 genders out there, which is a lie. America is based on teaching your children lies. But again, the Bible says it's better for them to not have known. Why? Because it's gonna be 10 times worse if you know the truth and you just don't follow the truth. It's 10 times worse. And you can't save them from the Lord's wrath. If the Lord want to have wrath on your kid, you ain't gonna be able to step in the way. If you do, you're gonna be dealt with and accordingly. Salahia. Now, if we could drop that and get I went through that. Let me get the book of Isaiah. Chapter 14, verse 21. Now we're gonna talk about these heathens and how you're supposed to I don't want to say how you're supposed to treat them. Don't go out there just finding heathens to treat bad. No. Right? But this is what's going to happen. This shall happen, because again, these days, okay, so the world is getting real. You're starting to see multiple things come out. Now, as a so-called conspiracy guy, right? I've been saying this stuff, and I've been saying this 10 years ago. But y'all wasn't hearing that, y'all saying it's a conspiracy. But this is what the Bible is saying for the heathen out there, for Esau out there, who's saying, well, I didn't have no slaves. I didn't own slaves. Why do I have to go in slavery? These are the people who stand in front of camp and go out to camp. These are the so-called heathens, the oppressor that stand in front of camp and say, well, I didn't have any slaves. I didn't own any slaves. Why do I have to be condemned? Right? This is why. Read that for me.
Come on. Isaiah chapter 14, verses 21. Prepare slaughter.
Prepare what?
Prepare slaughter.
prepare slaughter. It don't say prepare rainbows, cupcakes, and a feast for these people. And y'all want to make marriages with these people. I often see on the internet, every time I scroll past, I see some sister either on Facebook or Instagram talking about she finna date outside her race, referring to a white person or something. But you have to think and remember, man, these people was the worst. They done had us in chains. They done raped you, sexually assaulted you. They done took your children and sold them down the river. These are the people, ancestors, who you want to have a relationship with. You think that's not in their blood still? You crazy. They done sold us for alligator bait, bombed our towns, bought out the Negro League and the ABA, you know, the basketball, the ABA, stole inventions, stole land. And you want to have these type of people as a person, as you marrying that person. And that goes for the men too. It be the darkest skin of us though who goes for these white women. Why? I can't put my finger on it. I don't know. The darkest skin of us go for these white women. You know, the darker complexion. I don't want to say it's a skin color thing, but that's a pattern that I've noticed. I had a this is just a sidebar, and we're gonna keep reading. A homie named Lil Ray. He was my best friend in the neighborhood. He wound up moving out the neighborhood, moving with some white women out in Sheboygan somewhere. I'm like, bro, please get away from these people. And this before I came in the truth. I'm like, man, don't you know these people, the women are worse than the men? Don't you know that? Yeah, bro, but she take me in and I ain't even gotta work. Of course they gonna give you all the trinkets and all of that, just so you can be around them, just so it can make their children a part of this thing, right? So they can feel like they in tune and they can say the N-word now because their children are black. You don't realize what they doing? Sisters, man, and you niggas, man, out there. Hey, stay away from these white women and white men. Salakia to the men above you. It's nothing. I know y'all seen the story out there where the so-called white man, and this is news. You can Google this. I think he stabbed his girlfriend like 18 times. She was a black woman. We'll put men, black men don't even do this thing here. They got some type of deep hatred in their mind for us. And it just comes out a spur of a moment. And then they wake up. Well, they don't really wake up. It was them the whole time. They had this plan in the back of their mind. It's another story out there where a white couple is facing, I think, I'm not sure, about 20 years in prison or something for abusing their 5 adopted black children. What will possess? Go ahead. Yep. How many years was they facing? 320 something. Oh, more than what I said. Yeah. Like what we ain't thinking about adopting no white kids like you. So what will possess somebody other than, like, if I figure if you're a white man, if you're a white lady, you would want to adopt your own. You would want to adopt another white kid. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere. What will possess you to adopt some black children? Which you're gonna have to teach them about slavery at some point. At some point, you're gonna have to teach them how they got over here in America if they're not of Indian or Mexican, so-called Indian, so-called Mexican descent. You don't have to teach them that. What will possess you to do that? Because they thinking, man, if I do this, then they gonna fight for us. Like this another sidebar, then we're gonna read the rest of Lakia. like the marches that we participate in, the marches that we do. Ain't nobody asks these white people to join the marches that we do. They just do it willingly. For what? To further confuse you on who the real enemy is, who the real people who really don't like us is. I march with y'all. You see me right there. I'm yeah. And then they go back to their suburbs where it's all so-called white men and white women and white children and don't care. They march through the neighborhood, tear up the stores in the neighborhood, and then they go right back to their white neighborhood. Burn down gas stations. This is something that happened in Milwaukee. I say, oh, I don't even know how long ago, maybe 2018, 2017, 2019, somewhere in there. Burned up the gas stations, burned up the corner stores, burned up the beauty supply stores in mask, by the way, masked up because they want the media to display, oh, it's black people destroying their own neighborhoods when COINTELPRO is a thing. And you was masked up and you did that. We ain't looking to burn down the store that we go to every day. We're not looking to burn down the gas station, which is in the neighborhood that we go to every day. You did that. But then they say, we was marching with y'all. We didn't ask for no help. Thank you, though. If you want to help, if you want, hey, so-called white man, so-called white woman, if you want to help, empty out your bank account and send it all to the ISUPK. That's how you help. That's how you can help. It doesn't help us marching here and marching there with you. Because our head is on a swivel. You know, that Kyle Rittenhouse thing happened here in Wisconsin. Our head is on a swivel. Because what? Why? We tried to join y'all before with the civil rights thing. We got a knife in our back. So what would make us want to march with y'all again and continue to do that? We didn't ask for y'all help. If you want to help, though, empty out your 401k, your trust fund, send it to the nearest ISUPK school, man. We can use it to help our people in here. And then show up at camp and then just kiss the boot, man. That's how you can help us and yourself. Salaki, read the rest of that real quick. And this is getting under my skin. Salaki.
For his children,
for
the iniquity of their fathers.
Aren't we paying for the iniquity of our fathers? So why wouldn't y'all have to pay for the iniquity of your fathers, your forefathers? Columbus, the rest of them niggas, I don't even know them by name. You know what I mean? Aren't we paying for the disobedience? Aren't we paying for the disobedience our ancestors did unto God? We don't even care about what we did to y'all, which is a rare thing. We often been blamed, falsely accused, i.e. Emmett Till, and that's hundreds of cases before him. Maybe even thousands. Falsely accused. We've been paying for the iniquities of our father. Ain't it time for y'all to pay for the iniquities of y'all forefathers? The people that's printed on this money we spend. It's time. And I know y'all can see it so many signs of the end times as of now. And what it say? For the iniquities of their fathers. Keep going.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
We were all not supposed to be. We were all not supposed to come together as the human race, man. It's a reason why the so-called Indians, so-called Mexicans shared this land of America while we was over in Israel and other countries building our lands. And we didn't have no problem with the so-called Indian and the Mexican coming to visit us and we visit them because we are the same. But when it came to the heathen trying to take over, Man, we had a problem with that. Only thing is we couldn't do nothing about it because we disobeyed the Lord. We disobeyed God and his law, statutes, and commandments. We wanted to blend in and be all one. That's why we fled from Israel to West Africa. Because we knew we fucked up. Y'all ever heard of that? I know y'all heard that. This is the point where he knew he fucked up. That's what happened to us when we start fleeing from Israel into West Africa to hide among other dark races. Because we knew we fucked up. But the Africans seen money sign flowing up into their communities. Oh yeah, and then we got sold out. That's why. And another misconception is Africans didn't sell Africans. Africans sold Israelites. And I want to say this last thing, man, before we get out of here, because it's the time, right? Say this last thing, man, about these files of Epstein, right? Now, they wasted no time getting who R. Kelly. Now, this is just recent people, right? They wasted no time getting R. Kelly. Had a documentary on him, Netflix special on him, everything. Got him, boom, in jail. Wasted no time getting P. Diddy. Documentary on him, you know what I'm saying? Waste no time, boom, in jail. But when it comes to these people on the Epstein files, you know why they wasting time and why they causing a distraction of, oh, this person on there, because they not going to arrest nobody. They not going to go get nobody because it's their way of, they are heathens. This is what they do. They expose themselves. The people on the Epstein files, you're not going to see a mass arrest. You're not. You're going to continue, what you're going to continue to see is ICE messing with niggas in the neighborhood. Niggas, Hispanics, and black and native. I mean, niggas, Hispanics, and native Indians. Why? Because who run this country? Who run the earth? Who was the earth given into the hands of? The wicked. These people are wicked. So what they do behind closed doors, they're going to put the face of R. Kelly on it. They're going to put the face of P. Diddy on it and say, well, look what they did. Man, it's about 100 people that's Esau, so-called red, so-called white, that's not locked up, that's on these files. Ellen DeGeneres is one of the main ones. She's not going to jail. Bill Clinton. It's all. Listen, man, do y'all think this just started with Epstein? That's the real question. Do y'all think this just started with Epstein? Go ahead.
One of the main perpetrators died already. Hugh Hefner.
Not to mention Walt Disney. Y'all remember, if y'all and these are things that I'm speaking on, y'all have to do deep research on too. But the dude who owned Nickelodeon. Man, y'all ain't ready to hear me out here. Sid, and it's many more. But ain't nobody finna, it's not gonna be a mass arrest. They gonna continue to blow smoke and mirrors and then point us in this direction. Even though the problem over here, they're gonna point us in this direction. Look at all. No, what about y'all? You ain't hear nothing about George Bush in the media at all. He was on them files. Trump a felon. He was on them files. He run America. He run the United States. You think he going to jail? Y'all funny, man. I just wanted to get that out there because I was thinking on that on my way here. Like, man, I'm gonna have to say something because it's not going to be a mass arrest, but Listen, just to throw this out here, P. Diddy was not accused of messing with no underage children. He was accused of messing with dudes. But the people who are accused of messing with underage children, they're not going to jail. They're not going to be arrested. It's been containers the last, 5-6 years found full of children. You think that's on the news? No. You think they broadcasting that on the news? No. But what they is doing is unaliving whistleblowers. They unaliving people who told us to watch out for these type of things. Why is that happening? Why is people all of a sudden being pushed off of bridges and then all of this? And go ahead.
What's that kid's name? Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. He's been real quiet.
Right.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, him, Justin Bieber, they already got that Carter dude, Nick Carter, whoever the dude who said Michael Jackson didn't do it. They tried to pay him to say Michael Jackson did something to him. This is just a conspiracy, real quick, before we get out of here. He already unalived. You know, it's people who tried to tell us these things, but they mysteriously came up unalive for what? Because they tried to blow the whistle on this whole thing. Now, today, what's coming out? Exactly what them people said. People eat. Go ahead.
Makes you like rethink the whole Michael Jackson
thing. Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson really trying to protect those children?
Absolutely. I think so.
That's just my opinion. It's just our opinion. Our opinion, you know, it's just what it is, because he got acquitted of these charges, yet that was the image on him. He messing with children. But he got acquitted a long time ago. Maybe 1 or 2 times, I think. It makes you think, man, was these people right? And a couple weeks ago, Commander General Hunter said he believe all the conspiracies now until they proven wrong. And I'm kind of thinking that same way too, because it's people that been telling us, and then they were silenced. With that, men of Israel are Majim. We're just gonna salute out today, y'all. We're just gonna salute out today. Men of Israel, Madiam Shabbat, Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Barak Thumb, Yazmutah. Gonna salute to the sisters and the young ladies in the class, the young women, men of Israel, Madiam Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan by Shem Yahweh Yazmutah. Class dismissed. Y'all get ready for the Feast of Purim. I believe it's next week. It's next week. Y'all get ready. We're going to turn up. The water for all the sisters and brothers joining me today. You know what I'm saying? Short class, but something to think on. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Israel.